Hi, this is Lada from astrolada.com with your weekly horoscope for the 7th till the 14th of May. And this week we have quite a few things happening, but most of them are very positive. We have a full moon in Scorpio, very intense. We'll be quite emotional this week, guys. But emotional in an intuitive way. We're gonna sense out what's coming our way. And full moons are about fruitions and things coming to us, so fulfillment, seeing results or illumination, understanding something. Then we have a few quite supportive aspects. Sun trine Pluto, we have a Mercury trine Saturn and Mars trine Jupiter, and one not so easy, two not so easy, Neptune square Mars and Mercury conjunct Uranus. We're going to talk about all of them and how they're going to impact each sign, who will be the persons and signs that feel them the most. I'll try to draw it for you. And before I start, very quickly, I want to remind you that on the 14th of May, next Sunday, I'm starting my foundational course in astrology. We already have around 50 people that are coming, but we're also doing a group. I'm doing a secret group on Facebook where you can ask me questions. Everyone who is part of that foundational course, which is 40% off for anyone who buys it now, all about the 12 different signs. It will be 6 months, twice a month basically. And we're starting with all about Aries. You can buy each webinar individually, but it will come a little bit more expensive, $29.99. We're starting with all about Aries, and if you want just to see if you like this course, you can just buy all about Aries. Start with that one on the 14th, and if you find the information valuable, I'm sure and I bet you will, you can just pay the rest of the amount for the other 11 signs. And we're having a secret group where I'll be doing every week updates, and where you can ask me questions as well, where we can share ideas, but only you can access it. Anyway, so hopefully come and join me all about Aries. So if you want, take the whole course from the 14th of May. But now let's see what this week brings to us in May. The good news is, guys, Mercury is already moving direct. Venus has been moving direct since the middle of April, and we just have now Saturn and Jupiter retrograde, but it means that things that were complicated, things that were required a lot more efforts will happen with more ease. Now we start seeing results of those things, because retrograde planets are about something not being quite right. We have to correct it, make it better. And now our hard efforts are starting to pay off, especially in regards to Mercury, in regards to matters of business, of communication, of information, of planning your daily environment. Not exactly according to plan, because Mercury is conjunct Uranus almost till the end of the week. So still surprises are coming, especially on the 10th, Mercury conjunct Uranus, but they're all throughout the week very close to each other. So I wouldn't give you just one day, you know, there's just the 10th that it's going to happen, but till the end of the week, there can be surprises in your plans. But this time, because Mercury is moving direct already, what happens, some surprising information can come up, or some surprising development of events which helps you resolve some complicated matter. The previous time Mercury till now was with Uranus, Mercury was retrograde in the last couple of weeks, and even longer, 3 weeks. So if there was some sudden out of the blue developments that happened, which is Uranus out of the blue surprises, you know, they might have created much more stresses and complications and things to be, you know, things to work very hard on. They must have increased the information flow. But now with Mercury moving direct and passing Uranus the whole week, again, surprises are here, but these are surprises that help us resolve issues, that help us resolve complicated situations, especially with teammates, workmates, associates of any sorts, friends, any kind of communications that might have gone wrong can now be, you can receive certain information or certain development that corrects the direction of those relationships, because Mercury is planet of business relationships, social relationships as well, communications with others. And of course you can still hear shocking, surprising things, but these kind of spur you to move forward, just like Mercury is moving forward. And they're full of new ideas, because this conjunction is happening in Aries, the sign of bright new ideas. And Uranus is genius, kind of like a bulb above your head, and Mercury is the planet that rules our mind, our cognitive and analytical mind. So we'll be very perceptive in some sorts. Perceptive in a sense like, wow, why didn't I ever see this? This makes so much sense. It's kind of like the pieces of the puzzle fit suddenly, and it's almost like a flashing, you understand something that you weren't aware of before. And it gives you new ideas and gives you incentive to move forward. And don't forget that Mercury and Mars continue to be in mutual reception. Mercury is in the sign of Mars in Aries. Mars is in the sign of Mercury, Gemini. So we can solve problems with our mind. Mars rules problems. When two planets in mutual receptions, it's as if they're in an aspect. And they really help each other's agenda. And remember, Mercury is analytical mind. Mars is action. So with your analytical mind, you take actions and you solve problems. Mars is solving problems. And they might be more conflicts than usual, again with Mercury-Mars combination, but we tend to, again, through good communication or through quick action, we tend to solve them. And there might be something that requires our quick action and analytical brain and using our skills very fast to resolve some issue. But again, it seems like we're very resourceful with our mind and with our skills and new ideas. We're very resourceful and manage to do that fast. But the other big thing is that, let's start one by one from the start of the week. Okay, on the 9th of May, but I'll tell you that this will be felt even before that. It will be felt from already the 8th, Monday, the 7th, the 8th, the 9th, because it takes a few days for that aspect to build up. It's active 1-2 days before the exact day, the 9th of May, and after the transit. We have the Sun, here is the Sun in Taurus, making a good aspect to Pluto. Where was Pluto? Pluto is in Capricorn. I forgot to put it here. I don't know if you see it. Just a second. And that's the sign of Pluto. That's the Sun, and they're making a trine aspect. We indicate the trine with a triangle, because they're 180 degrees from each other. So the Sun is here in Taurus, Pluto is in Capricorn. They are in a harmonious aspect. This happens twice a year, I think. That the Pluto and the Sun are in a harmonious aspect. And, it's active this week, especially the beginning of the week. So it's good aspect. So what does it mean? And who's going to be impacted the most? Scorpios benefit because Scorpio ruled by Pluto. Leos benefit because they're ruled by the Sun. Whether it's your moon, Sun, or ascendant in Scorpio or Leo. Also, Taurians benefit from this transit a lot because the Sun is in Taurus. Capricorns benefit from it. I would say also Virgos, because they're an earth sign, benefit from it. So if you happen to have Sun, Moon, or ascendant in Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo as well, you will feel this transit the most. Others will as well, because it's generally around us, this energy, but you can tap into the most. So how do you benefit? Well, the Sun rules authority figures, Pluto and important figures, so you can subtly influence, because Pluto is the planet of subtle manipulation, but now it's a good aspect, so it's not used in a negative way, this energy. Subtly manipulate people in authority, in power of some sort. Maybe you can approach your boss with a subtle idea. You can influence others more powerfully, because Pluto, it's like Scorpio, magnetic, able to influence, to penetrate, to drill an idea into another, almost subconsciously, and the other thinking, what a great idea. It's almost making them think they thought it out. But you can enhance the ability to impact others. So if you have something important to do that you want to impact others, to influence them in subtle ways, and not so subtle either, use that energy, especially it's active on the 9th of May, but a day before, a day after, maybe a couple of days before, after. Favorable also it gives very keen, the Sun rules our intelligence. The Mercury is the analytical mind, but it has nothing to do with intelligence, It's about learning and memorizing. Real intelligence is the Sun, because the Sun is the creative intelligence. Mercury is memorizing data, seeing patterns, but the Sun is proper intelligence. So our intelligence becomes keener, our perceptions become keen and very penetrating, like Pluto. We become a little bit more scorpionic around that time, which means like it's hard to bullshit us around the 9th of May, because we keen perceptions, as I said, penetrating insight, and it happens naturally. And also it's very good for eliminating distractions and non-essential things from your life, because Pluto has this purging energy, and the Sun is your awareness, of course. and it's kind of you harmoniously purging things from your awareness or from your life, if you want, especially on practical level and business level, because it's happening in earth signs, and earth signs are about material, practical things, about work, money, career, about organization or the structure. So maybe you can purge yourself or have more successful business or work practical endeavors of any sort. Okay, and you can also receive support from male figures, more powerful male figures, for example, male or authority figures of some sort. And you can get more sense of empowerment, especially if you're those signs, especially through your career or through some actions, because the sun also rules actions, which can impact the material in some way. And then on the 10th of May, as we said, is Mercury conjunct Uranus, but I'm telling you that it's the whole week. Mercury is conjunct Uranus the whole week. Exciting new ideas, sudden realizations and miracle moments, as we said. I'm reading from my 2017 astrology calendar, if you have it. Finding a piece of missing information suddenly, but that's throughout the whole week. Surprising and exciting new conversations. Great for social media marketing this week, guys. You can be kind of, if you're in anything to do with internet, with social media, with technology, this can be very stimulating energy, actually quite positive for business connected to anything Uranian stimulating. But again, still, it can be disruptive to technologies in some way, using technologies, because Uranus is just like sudden shortcuts and breakups, and it disrupts your plans and routines in a surprising way, again, as I said, with new ideas, maybe not in a negative way, but still be prepared for that. Also new exciting contacts and social connections, especially if you want to reach people, to something to go viral, for example, on social media. You post it when Mercury is together with Uranus, and it can happen, or you can expand your social media yourself. Increase information flow and communications, fast-paced days. There is speed, there is fastness of movement more around us. And on the same day, it's also the full moon. The sun is opposite the moon. The moon is in Scorpio, the sun is in Taurus. They're opposite each other. Here it is. That's what creates a full moon. And I'm doing it with this. We paint the opposition with this symbol, 2 circles with a line. But the focus is on the moon, because the moon becomes so bright there. And as I said, full moon in Scorpio is all about intuitive perceptions, feeling something in your bones, almost like a detective, like a spy, almost like a psychic, and you're thinking, I know they're lying to me, or I know something's fishy here, especially because Scorpio susses out the darker side, susses out intuitively something that is hidden. It doesn't always have to be, it's usually more negative side of human nature that it feels, and it feels it in its bones. So you can have some powerful intuitive perceptions that something there is fish or smells, trust those. But at the same time, Scorpio also rules anything hidden, secretive. So, something hidden, secretive can come to be illuminated, because we have, like, the moon shines bright in the sign of Scorpio, which is about secret. So it's like putting a beam of light on a secret. So it can come some secret out in your life. And not only on the 10th when it's happening also, this full moon is effective, because full moon impact us for 2 weeks after that. So till the new moon in Gemini, till the 25th of May, this full moon in Scorpio can really intensify our intuition, can make us smell fish, something fishy, or can make us realize on an intuitive level some secret, can make us feel very bonded and intense about some topic, and manifest, because full moons are about manifestation. For each sign, it will affect you in a different way. Very quickly, I'll mention that. For Aries, it's happening in the 8th house. Definitely secrets coming to the surface. Also, it can intensify intimacy and matters of sexual nature, because this is the 8th house. Or mutual resources. You might see, if you've been working with clients, or expecting money from clients, or money from others, money from partners, or from the government or whatever, you can have some fulfillment or illumination there, or seeing the results of your actions of that. If you're a Taurus, it's happening in your 7th house, relationships, some strong awareness, illuminations, intuitive insights about relationships, something very intense, powerful, even sexually magnetic, or such person, sexually very charging or magnetized person can be around you, that center of attention in your life, or you can see the results of your actions in regards to business deals, contracts, agreements, personal or business relationships, can have important developments if you're a Taurus. And if you're a Taurus that is born around the day of the eclipse, which is what, the 11th, the 10th, yes, which is around the 10th. So if you're born the 9th, 10th, or 11th of May, it means that your birthday is on a full moon, which means that the next 12 months, Taurus, for you will be very intense, with giving lots of results and fruitions and seeing results of actions that you've taken in the previous year. Something is coming to conclusion, to culmination, to an ending. For example, for me, they've been always very fruitful years because I've worked hard before, so I gather the fruits of my work. But if you haven't worked much, you'll be like, the results are, whatever. But important year, fruitions of peak culminations of some sort. Anyway, but for Taurus, generally, its relationships are highlighted. For Gemini, it's the 6th house, matters of work, matters of health. You receive some powerful insights in regards to matters of health, of work, of duties, responsibilities. Some enmities can intensify, especially hidden enmities of some sort, and competitors, someone who was your competitor or enemy, or some important developments can happen, like resolution, seeing the results of that. For Cancer, the full moon is in your 5th house. Important, intense developments and intuitive understanding in regards to your love life, 5th house, in regards to matters of giving and receiving love, in regards to matters of your children, in regards to matters of parent, matters of creativity, creative projects as well, and loved people, children and lovers, basically. So something comes to a fruition, to a conclusion, something comes to not so much conclusion, but you see the results of that. Usually full moons, as I said, are beneficial. Full moons give us the results of our actions from before. So they fill our cup in some way. Then for Leos, parenthood, some powerful intuitive realizations for parenthood. I'm a Leo moon. Intense period for 2 weeks in regards to learning lessons about and seeing and coming into power, because Scorpio is about empowerment through matters of parenthood. Oh, here it is. Maybe mind lessons will be harder. And also to property matters regarding property, family, place of living, some important developments that give results there, intuitive realizations about members of your family, intuitive, intense conversations maybe. For Virgos, it's happening in your 3rd house, powerful 2 weeks for communication and manifesting through commercial activities, through social media, through communications, information, through traveling in some sort, through important conversations as well, and connections with others, because 3rd house is very social house. For Libras, it's maybe you can receive some money because the moon is in your 2nd house from Libra. Maybe you can receive the full moon more finances, or the results of some actions you've put which were targeted to creating more security in your life. You can see the results now. Find out something something that empowers you, gives you more financial stability, for example, gives you more intuitive understanding about what you have to do in regards to create more stability. In Scorpio, of course, you are the center. If you're Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, especially around the 20th degree of Scorpio, where the full moon is happening. Wow, full moon on your Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, maybe give it 3 or 4 degrees before, so from 14 degrees to around 24 degrees in Scorpio. If you happen to have Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, and the full moon is happening there, wow. I mean, I had a full moon on my Sun for the first time in years. This last year, it was such a powerful following 6 months. Actually, if you're Scorpio, it's going to affect you for 6 months, the full moon on you, not only for the next 2 weeks. But some brilliant ideas, illumination will come to you, and or the results of your actions, you start seeing them very powerfully over the next 6 months, and especially reaping fruits in a powerful way. The light will be new, the spotlight will be new. Maybe you become a center of attention of some sort. Maybe you'll be required to make some very important decisions in regards to your life, but it's supporting. It's like your cup is being filled there. The full moon fills you up because the moon rules growth, and the moon is the biggest then. So when it illuminates, yes, you feel more emotional, but it's intuitive, and you kind of know on the inside what to do exactly, Scorpios. And some secrets powerfully revealed to you. You get empowered with the full moon in Scorpio as well. But especially if you're around those degrees, the next 6 months, as I said, will give the reaping of the fruits, so to speak. And powerful developments in regards to your family and personal life, because it's moon after all. The moon rules those things. If you're Sagittarius, the full moon is in your 12th house, which is all about intuitive insights, all about powerful dreams. Maybe you might be just too emotional during this period. Maybe something from your past can come to have a conclusion, to have an ending, to be illuminated, to give you answers, because 12th house is the past. Maybe some subconscious memories you've forgotten about can come to the surface very powerfully. Maybe something you can dream about, or you can have a strong premonition about, which gives you answers to important questions. If you're Capricorn, this full moon is in your 11th house. It puts this lamp, this focus, this beam of light on your social life. For the next 2 weeks, you can manifest and grow somehow through, you can see the results of your actions in regards to and reap rewards in regards to, it's not growing but manifesting, because you're already seeing the results. For the next 2 weeks in regards to gainfulness, 11th house rules gains and earnings. In regards to your social life might be illuminated, some important friend or benefactor or social contact or social event that has a manifesting, how do I say, influence on you. And then for Aquarius, it's happening in our 10th house of career. The spotlight is on our career, intuitive, powerful realizations, empowerment through career, reaping the rewards, the results of something to do with your career, some career project with some authority figures, or maybe powerful authority female figures, or powerful female figures that come to you can impact as well your social status in your career and your worldly actions in some sort. And then for Pisces, this is in your 9th house, can be great for travel. There is a spotlight on your higher mind, so powerful intuitive realizations, because the 9th house is very prophetic house. So you can have like, whoa, like again, these realizations of on an intuitive level, what path to take for the future, and seeing the bigger picture in some sort. You can have some amazing counsel or advice, or like this eureka moments again, that intuitively directs you where you have to go. And you can see results in regards to something to do with travel, with higher education, something in a positive manifesting way, something to do with paternal figures. 9th house is paternal figures and mentors and higher education, foreign countries. Okay, so and then what do we have? We continue after the full moon, remember, 2 weeks out. And then we have a difficult aspect between Neptune and Mars. I'll draw it here. It's a square aspect. We make a little square here. But you see, we connect Pisces and Gemini. Neptune and Mercury are making a square aspect to each other. I believe this, I don't believe it, I know it, that it's active already from the full moon. It's active 2 days before, 2 days after that as well. So heavy emotions, actually, especially the 11th of May when the aspect is exact, and the 10th of May when the full moon in Scorpio is, we become, it's very intense full moon. Scorpio is the most emotionally extreme sign. So we can have emotionally extreme reactions. We can have emotionally black and white reactions as well. And coupled with Mars and Neptune aspect, Mars rules our, moon is our emotions. Very colored by Scorpio, intense, very extreme emotions, very like a roller coaster emotions. Mars is our actions, And Neptune is very emotional. Neptune is like Pisces, you know. So our actions can be strongly impacted by something emotional. So around the days of the full moon and a couple of days after, so the 10th, 11th, and 12th, just be a little bit more, I would say 9th, 10th, and 11th, a little bit more cautious that you don't take strongly emotional actions, that you don't mislead others on purpose or subconsciously, because Mars is in conflict with Neptune. Our subconscious wants us to do one thing, our active actions though show another thing. Or you say one thing but you act another. You promise one thing but you don't deliver it, or you over promise, for example, or you over your actions are somehow ambivalent, but also it can be from others. Others' actions towards you might be ambivalent. They might say one thing, do another thing. They might do one thing, mean another thing. You might misinterpret other people's actions. You might read them wrongly. So there is more likelihood of being misled, but you know what's helping? This powerful intuition of Scorpio, which doesn't, it says like bullshit and being, you know, it susses out all this kind of bullshit and lies, and even if someone is not consciously misleading you, even if someone is just being ambivalent and not very clear with their actions, or kind of doing some mistakes, you have little tolerance with that, with the full moon in Scorpio. And not only that, but Mercury is on that day is making a positive aspect with Saturn here, a trine, another trine. So this is helping us, because yes, our actions might be a little bit insecure and uncertain or shifty, or of actions of others towards us, or ambivalent, or susceptible to making mistakes or dispersing our energy, but at the same time our mind, which is Mercury, is analytically very rational. So this helps us correct some mistakes that happen. So and intuitively we're also like thinking something might not be right, lots of things will be helping you there to find out mistakes and to correct them. And not only that, but on the next day, Mars is making a positive aspect, another trine, to Jupiter. So even if there were some mistakes made, some ambivalent actions, someone misleading you, or you misleading someone by mistake, in worst case scenario, someone conning you, very quickly this is corrected. Very quickly you find a solution to it, because Jupiter is the great benefic. It's in the sign of Libra, balance. Very quickly your actions are balanced through divine justice. Very quickly any kind of unlawful or any kind of even small mistakes get balanced and get resolved. So even if there was some ambivalence or unclarity in regards to actions, it turns out for good, because the next aspect is a positive aspect of Mars. You very quickly find the mistake or correct it in some way. And even if your energy felt dispersed the previous day, somehow it turns out for the best. And you can be extremely, Mars trines Jupiter, and it continues till the end of the week that Mars will trine Jupiter from 11, 12, 13, very strongly you'd feel it, especially on the 12th of May. And it brings back your ambition. If your energies before that were a bit dispersed for a day or something, the Mars Jupiter brings back the ambition and high goals, increases belief in yourself, in your actions. When you touch something, it starts turning into gold, or just things start flowing so easy. And who gets benefits from that a lot? Aries benefit, because Aries are ruled by Mars. Scorpio benefit because they're ruled by Mars. Pisces benefit, and Sagittarius, they're ruled by Jupiter. And so do all the air signs, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. And that's the best aspect of the week. I would say that I love this aspect. Even though it's preceded by this confusion of Neptune, it might be sometimes creative confusion, a bit like things haven't emerged out of the water yet. Your actions are still tentative the start of the week, or maybe wishy-washy, and then they become very focused and clear and led by inspiration and led by by positive fortune as well, and by luck. And it's very good time also for traveling from the 12th, 11th, from the 12th, 13th, for taking some risk even can bring you some taking risks can bring successes as well. You can attract luck and good circumstances, positive realizations of your plans. Whoa, lots of things, you know. So most of the aspects are very good. as we said, the Sun trine Pluto, which can empower you through practical work stuff. Then Moon trine, then the full moon in Scorpio, even though it's intense in feelings and we're emotionally reactive. But Mercury is also trine Saturn, so it gives us practical plans to be able to manifest them, to realize them. So despite the only difficult transit between Mars and Mercury, which can be a bit deceptive and dispersing of energy, so many other aspects of focusing and helping us correct this mistake and turn it from negative into a positive, and to have fruitful results. So anyway, thank you so much, guys. I think the energies are getting better and better throughout. Actually, this week I think it will be quite beneficial and helpful for many of us. So thank you so much. Come and join me on the 14th of May. Get your 40% off the foundational course of astrology. And yeah, we have many surprises for you. With our astrologers, many videos that we're preparing for the summer season, many interesting interviews. Thank you for following me, and I will see you on my foundational course.